But I've made up my mind that if this is the end, so be it. Sincere compliments of the season. I wish you an eventful season and the best of the year 2026. Tanko had been all this while in our busy schedule, because Tanko is one, I can say, is the only one I did speak on a daily basis or every other day. And in our discussions, Tanko has always mentioned, please, if you can talk to, even if it's just 10, 20 of us together, and all this and all that. And when he said that, I said, Tanko, I know it's a short notice, but let not wait for another day. Can we do it this evening? So again, I apologize for the shortness, because I think we spoke about sometime in the late afternoon, and I said, Tanko, let's just quickly do this. And Tanko, I thank you and your team for putting up this. You know, even if it's no matter the few number of people I'm talking to, I'm glad and I sincerely thank you. And I thank you and all of you for the great work you're doing. As I keep saying consistently, it's not about me, it's not about any one of you in particular. It is about our country. It is about changing the narrative in our country, where we can get it better, where our country that are now seen as non-disgraced country can start changing, where people can start seeing it as a country of character, a country of value, a country where there's reason for people to be happy to live in, to be part of. That is all just my introduction. So I thank all of you. And I'm here with you as long as it is possible for us to be in this space. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, and it's good to have you here. And once again, from our own side, we'll say compliments of the season to you as well. And we hope that you had a good celebration, as much as we know that you were working, but that is part of your celebration. So we hope it was a good one for you.
Definitely today was a good one. I can say today was a good one for me, because all I did today was issues that I like doing, and that is productivity all the way. I told somebody this, that I had every day, as you know, within this period is extremely busy. There's some days that, of course, it's okay. There's some days you feel, oh, you're doing this. But today, I would say is a good day. I started with going to attend a 50-year celebration of, some of you might know, not know, Father Nzamujo. Father Nzamujo is the founder of Sunrise Farms in Port Novo. It's a farm that has been celebrated by leaders all over the world. He's from Imo, who wanted to farm in Nigeria, and nobody gave him a space anywhere to farm, and he went to Republic of Benin, and they gave him a massive place in Port Novo, where if you go there, you'll be amazed. Presidents of countries, including President of America, have been there. He's this, I think he's either second or third biggest employer of labor in the whole of Republic of Benin. When you see where it is to have what you can call productivity, a farm, they generate their own power, they do their own this and all that. Every state in Nigeria that I know, about 16 or 20 states, have tried to replicate small of that, and it failed. because of lack of management. So we started a tiny part of it in Anambra while I was governor, and I can tell anybody it's working today. The reason why that small one is working is that when I started it, I told them it cannot be managed by government. Once government manage it, it will fail. We'll lease it out to people who manage it, and we did that. After 3 years, I told the people to take it over. They now own it, and it's working. But I went today to celebrate him for what he's done universally and for the value and character of his person. From there, I went to condole a family of Ukeje. Some of you might not know a man called Ukeje, the first Nigerian to start a private college in the whole of Southeast. It trained over 100 graduates in Imo State. It's somebody that, by the time I tell you what this man was able to do, from going to school, having a PhD in the 50s, set up the school, wanted to build a university. As far back as 1958, the first private university, and was stopped by government. I went to condole his family because he's been burying us tomorrow, and then finally ended up with my principal after Father Tabo Ibeziako, who was 90 years old today. I went to his house to spend the evening with him because, of course, imagine if he wasn't my principal in secondary school, whom I would have been today. And his family had been so happy. Now the man all day went to church, came back, kept quiet, told everybody he's tired. But when they told him I'm here, he came out laughing, saying, oh, his son is here. He was wondering whether that all day he was saying, oh, Peter has not even asked of me. Where is he? What is there? So I said, principal, I've been going around greeting people. I said, you'll be the last place I'll come because the oldest living first-class traditional ruler, Nnewi, to today was 100 years. And I had to go and see him. And this is the events that made my day worthwhile because I was seeing people whom I believe have lived and contributed in productivity. And that new Nigeria we want to celebrate. People who lived a life worthy of emulation in terms of character, value, impacting it on the society. So thank you for asking me about my day.
We would head out to start taking the questions. Bring your questions. It's going to be 1 minute. Please and please, 1 minute. By 30 seconds, just start rounding up. Go straight to the point.
Okay, are you hearing me very well?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you for those who asked questions. The first question was talking about leveraging on the obedient movements or the followers we're able to mobilize through in 2023. Let me say it again. Nobody is a follower in this movement. We all believe in it. We are all part of it. It's a journey for all of us. If you're in it because you think you're following me or following anybody, you actually miss the mark. We are all in it together because we say we want to get it better. So that sacrifice you're doing is for yourself. It's something you can go on tomorrow and say, when it mattered, I was there, I contributed my own bit. It could be just being able to change one person or the girlfriend convinces his boy, listen, we cannot go be a student in school. Let us, all of us are joining to bring about this change. So those people that were there 2023, what I tell them is, and all of us, it is not time for despair. It is not time to look back on yesterday. It is time to look forward tomorrow. Those things we think we did not do right yesterday, we will not collectively do it well tomorrow. And all of us believing in it is to recruit more people. The question you ask yourself is, today better than 2023? If you look at it, then you'll be able to say, if it was 23 was better, so it is getting worse, we should work harder. And I'm pleading to everybody to understand that we need to work harder. The next question High Chief talked about, issue of the economy, issue of misappropriation, physical rascality, and everything. I have said it consistently that it is time we understand as a country that the biggest problem of our country is physical rascality. We are looking for managers who can manage our resources. We are not looking for people who are good in entertainment. We are not looking for people who are good in making wonderful speech. We are not looking for these people who have the best degrees and everything. You see me say every day, educational qualification is not a measure of integrity. You see me say every day, being a good speaker, having this is not a measure of integrity. We are looking for people who can manage our money. People who can manage our money in a manner that it makes all the difference. People who are around me will tell you how I say and do this every day. People say to you, how do you get money to do this and all that and all that? And I said to them, okay, we're going to do this. If we do this, it will cost us this. If we do this, it will cost us this. And I can go on and tell you, it is not those who do it. It wasn't a rocket science. It is that you have managed resources and have managed it Just even today, I met Dr. Sam Amadi. The man has spoken about that. That is something is about this about education. Okay, was from his village. When I went there today, I and Sam was discussing something. I said, Sam, what we are looking for is managers of resources. Our country has become a country where we celebrate greed, or we've normalized greed, we've normalized criminality, we normalize people who misappropriate and celebrate them, our common resources. We celebrate a place where people think the only way to measure success is money, is the amount of car you have, is where you celebrate your birthday, the way how big you do this and everything. Sam, I want people to normalize that people should go to school. I want people to normalize that people should care about people being able to have a health facility. I want us to normalize this. I said, Sam, I've served. And I say it every day, if you see one contractor who said that in 8 years P2B was in office, he sat down with him and they were saying how much you had for him. If you see one, show me that one. If they show you anywhere, any piece of land belonging to Anambra State, I signed a CFO of over 1,000 for one single man, one person. He came to my office. He said, sir, Governor, I have over 200, I have over 200 pieces of land I have bought across the state. I do this type of business, I buy, sell, this is CFO. If you sign them, for every CFO you signed, no, I think I was wrong. It was about 250 because it said, for every CFO you sign, I will give you this amount. I signed all that piece of CFO for him, and he said to me, I agreed to pay you this. I told him, you're not owing me. You are not owing me. When I was looking for land to build where I live now in Onitsha, he offered to give me one of his land free. He said he has never seen that type of thing. He's 92 years now. I go and greet him. He will say, my son, sit down. You are a saint. No, I'm not a saint. But as at that time, I was elected to manage public resources. I was managed to manage lands belonging to the state and the people. I am not allowed to appropriate it to myself because it's against the law. I am not a saint. I've never claimed to be one. But whatever I've done, I did it within the law. If I made mistake, it is not knowingly. Because there might be a place that made mistakes. I'm a human being. But nobody will ever say, oh, Peter will be asking, give me this amount. Or give me this. Or I needed this and everything. And like I always tell people when they say, oh, you're not telling them. I say, listen, no thief on earth, I've asked that question across the whole globe, have ever seen what he can steal and keep it. And I say it every day, nobody have argued it. I left 36 billion naira when naira was 150 naira per dollar. I left 36 billion naira and I left $150 million. $150 million. Nobody asked me to save money in dollars. It was me who said, since Nigeria trades and save their money their reserve in dollars, Anambra must also have, let me start a subnational saving for the future of our children. And I started saving that money. Some has questioned, oh, you would have used it to do conference hall, you would have used it, Anambra have no standard conference hall, Anambra didn't have this, and I laugh. As at time I was governor, we were doing things that will contribute to development. We're investing in education, we're investing in health. If you come today, we have one of the best educational systems. We had one of the best health facilities where you have schools of nursing and everything, all either started by me directly or supporting some agencies to start studies. I was the first governor to approach Bank of Industry to give on lending to our small businesses. If you go to Cecilia, to Mrs. Oputu, not Cecilia, sorry, Mrs. Oputu, who was then the managing director of Bank of Industry, he will tell you that I met him on a Sunday. She told me she's going to church. I said, Madam, what I'm going to talk to you is about church too. Church is about praying and helping humanity. So I'm coming to you on this Sunday. And when I arrived, I said, Madam, what I want to do is I want to contribute Anambra money. You contribute Bank of Industry money, and you lend it to small businesses in Anambra State strictly. They have no Bank of Industry then in Anambra State, the branch. That was how she said, I'm coming to your state to start. This is innovative. We work together. I'm coming to your state to start Bank of Industry branch. That's how it started. And we're going to do this. And I think we invested 2 billion and they brought in their own 2 billion or whatever. I can't remember the real figure now, but that's how it started. Today, most states are doing it and it's working. But I was the first to start it. I was the first to do poverty mapping in Nigeria. I can go on and on. We need managers of our resources. We need people who are not greedy, who do not see money as everything in their life, who do not see money as a measure of their success, who see contributing to humanity as a measure of their success. That's number 2 question. News on ADC, AA stepping down, Atiku stepping down. Let me assure you, when people say I'm defecting to ADC, when people say I'm joining ADC, I don't know I don't know what to say. All of you are in this country. When ADC was launched, I was there. And they said it's us coming together for this coalition. And I said it and I spoke there. I said, I am part of this coalition. I said it there. So why would I join something that we started months ago? Other people are trying to make me a new person. So they'll say, oh, after it was in December that you entered. Let me assure you, I've been part of ADC from inception and contributed, not just from inception. I said all oppositions must come together if we are going to change this country. All of us will come together. It is no longer about the party thing. It is all of us coming together because we are in existential threat where things are collapsing. So all of us, whether you are in PDP, you are in Labour, you are in AMPP, whether you are in whatever is action group, whether you are in whatever YP, we need to come together and save this nascent democracy that is collapsed now. We need to come together. So I'm part of ADC. Whether somebody asking question, whether Atiku is stepping down for me, let me tell you one thing I've always said. Atiku remains a leader I respect. He remains a very senior brother I respect and will always want to work with. I'm not talking about anybody stepping down for me. I'm going into ADC. All of us have agreed to come together to work as a family. And when we get to that family, the most important thing Nigerians should be asking in ADC is, yes, some of us can say we are good. Some people might say some are not listening. How can you say, me ask that question, how can you say ADC is going to change when this corrupt man is this, when this bad man is with you, when this is a... Let me tell you, the man who wrote most of the sections we read in the Bible today, I'm a Christian, is the man who was the chief prosecutor of Jesus Christ, of the Christianity, and let that change. Most important thing I want to see in ADC families, what is it that we're offering Nigerians that is different from what they're getting today? For the sake of power, P2B is not part of it. I want to see a Nigerian where we are offering people better education. We are offering people health facilities where the person in my village can be sick, and have a primary health care he can attend. I want us to offer poor people out of poverty. I want us to be investing the resources. I'm looking forward to a productive, progressive Nigeria where things can work for everybody, where people are employed, where young youths are this. It is not ever. We have 130 million people that are living in poverty. I've traveled all over the world, going to different schools. I've traveled all over the world, going to different countries to learn what they did. What we are trying to do, some people have done it better, and I visited them, studied what they are doing. So for me, it is, what are we offering? It's not a question of, oh, I'm going in there, somebody will step down for me, I'm going in there to be a member. That's how I'm in there. I'm a member. It is for us to collectively say, Tanko can do this job better. I'm looking for a Nigeria where people will not just be competing for competing's sake. I'm looking for a Nigeria where Ibrahim is better. He can do it. I'm looking for a Nigeria where Aisha, I'm looking for a Nigeria where Bola, anybody is better. And we can say, yes, if we are working with this person, it will be a better person for us to work with. Not a Nigeria where Tanko knows he's not in financial industry. Not in a Nigeria where Peter knows he's not a good manufacturer, but they say they're looking for money for manufacturer loan is now 5%. He goes to borrow it and throw it away. When he knows that in Nigeria where P2B knows he cannot manage money, and he manage money, I, as a bank chairman, have in my life wrote a note to somebody who who was very good, a very good, hardworking person. And I wrote in the system where he is. I told them, this man is very good and should be put to be in charge of social and social place, or should not be put where money is. And his organ came years after and told me, you are fantastic. Because he doesn't have the skill to manage money. Whenever he put money in his hand, he mismanages it. But if you leave him where he is, he's doing very well. So I told him, I said, as long as you don't put him where he's in charge of money, he's weak. Because managing money is difficult. It is not easy for people to have money and they won't spend it. It is a very difficult, it's very tempting. It's not, people think it is easy. It is very, 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 very tempting for you to have money and you go about, and I think people who have been around me and see me recommend and say, this man can manage money, this man cannot manage money, even see me. 2 days ago, I was in Abuja, or 3 days ago, my lawyer, whom I was in his office, offered to buy me something. And I said, what is the price? He told me, I said, no, you can't have it. He said, I'm the one paying. I said, I'm not saying you're not the one paying. Today I was in his house, in his village. I passed through it. I said, I came to greet you. He said, do you know, since that 2 days ago, he's been wondering why he wanted to buy that thing for me. I said, well, maybe I was wrong. I have allergy for money being wrongly spent because some people need it. That's why I can't afford to celebrate when people can't go to school. So I'd rather give that money to school. And luckily for me, he's an old boy of a school doing their celebration very soon. I said, lawyer, go there and buy 2 chairs with that money. That money would have given me to do this something, we'll buy 2 chairs. If all of us buy 2 chairs, so ADC must offer something different. I took time to answer this so that maybe people will not. Somebody said, what do we do in 2023 that we're going to do differently in 2027? Well, it's not for us to elaborate this in space. But we all know that we have to do things differently. And I assure you, we will do it differently. As we go along, we will continue to discuss what we did wrong and what we're going to do differently. Thank you. Read philosophy, presidency. Where are the people now?
Should obedience go and become members of ADC? Should they register with ADC going forward?
Okay, let me again tell you. When it was announced, they said they have been working for 18 months. That's what you said. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me say it again. From the time this coalition was being finalized and announced, I was part of it. And I said it that day. I was part of it in attending the meeting. I was part of it in whatever contribution they did. So I'm not a new person in it. When you are forming a party, it's like forming a company. We've put the managers there, and I believe the chairman of ADC today is a competent person. And we said we're coming together as parties, as individuals. And our purpose is that the way things are going is wrong. And we want to change. We can't at that time be saying we are coming together to support anybody. No, I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think it's proper. But if we come together and we are working together, we will see, obviously, that A or B or C will be able to do what we want better. If we come into it and we're going to do a major alliance, anything, and we'll come into it and say, oh, this is this, oh, this is this, I don't think it's proper way to do it. This is not the proper way. Let us at all times not look for easy way out. It is not what is required in life. Let us work. Let us prove that this thing, we deserve this. We deserve that. We deserve this. We deserve that. Even when I entered labor, when I joined in labor, labor told me, we have this number of people contesting for election. We have somebody like Patu Tommy. Prof is somebody who is a very, very dear brother, senior elder brother. And Prof is there. When I went in there, I met Prof. We started talking. I started moving around. Prof said to me, we will see what will happen when we went. But in that primary, Prof said, I want to do this, but I want to be the chairman. Let Peter be the managing director. And I can tell you, this is not the first time he's doing it in his life. He's done it in another place where two of us met together, where he said, Peter, you can run around. I've seen you run around with so much energy. Go and do it. If you join, you've seen me write that I'm the youngest chairman of a bank. Let me tell you, the entire board that made me chairman, I was the youngest person in terms of the age and the youngest in entry. There were people sitting on board for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years when I joined them. When they were to elect chairman, the man who nominated me for chairman is still alive today. Major Ramagoro. And when I was looking at them and said, oh, if you don't know, Jaramagoro is Federal Commissioner for Transport, if I'm right, under Gowon. Jara Magoro is federal commissioner. They used to have under Gowon. Him and Gowon visited Anambra State, Onitsha, in 1972, either 71 or 72, when I was still in primary school, and we queued on the road, waiting for them. We salute you, Jara Gowon, head of state. They visited. That was the man who nominated me. And when I went to him and said, sir, you know, I've just been in this board for about 3 years. And all of you have been here 8 years, 6 years, 7 years. I've been less than 3 years. You know what he told me? He said, within that period, Peter, if I show you your contribution to this board, your energy, the way you run around, whenever they say they want to, they're looking for a director somewhere, you run there. They're looking for, you run there. You follow these people, go around. This is what the company needs. My brother, let's be part of those who create value, create something. I want to be part of those who will say we change Nigeria. And I assure you, of all the, if we were in Indonesia, there's only 3 people who are qualified to contest presidency today. Ibrahim will tell you, you must have participated in election and have 20% of the vote, or the other way around. And I feel I am very, very qualified. Thank you. Ibrahim, who spoke in this space, traveled to Indonesia with me. I traveled to Indonesia and they saw me visit the Ministry of SMEs. And they saw me take notes. And I've done this in about 2-3 countries that have succeeded with their SMEs. I'm coming from SME family, my brother. I started a small business. I can say today that of all those who are contesting to be president, including the president. None of them started the way I started. I've built a small business from scratch. If you want, go ask anybody who was with me in University of Nigeria, Nsukka, as a student of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. You see me say it every day. I built one more branch of Savannah Bank as a student of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I owned the supermarket inside the university. And everybody saw me coming to the university, buy car in first year, buy car in second year, and third year, and final year. So I was born, I've been a trader who started a small business and built it into a big business. Institutions where I served as director did not give me directorship. The day you see me, I will show you my profile locally and internationally. I built a successful business. That is by the way. So nobody has this background. So I know what it takes to turn around and support small businesses to grow. I know their impact on the society. I've studied it everywhere. I know how to manage finance. I've served at one time, which if I'm correct, no other person, as a director in 3 financial institutions. When CBN said you can only be a director in 1 because of conflicting interest, I was director in 3 because the 2 largest owners of the other 2 requested CBN and they want me on their board for the purposes of effectiveness. So I'm a finance person. So nobody can say I've run a business from scratch. I've been director in corporations. So I've lived in corporate life. I've also proved the same thing in public life as governor. I've done it in public life. If you go and look for Minister of Finance Aganga, and it is a report when Nigeria was trying to form and start sovereign wealth fund. Go and read the report which governor supported it. When Okonjo-Iweala was saying they want to start saving for future for this country, read his book, Fighting Corruption is Dangerous, page 61. You will see it. He wrote it there. Governor Peter Obi, who supported it, was not supported by his colleagues. So, and to prove it, I saved. It's only me and President Yar'Adua who have left money in office without borrowing. He left 5 billion, I left 36 billion plus $150 million. And I can go on and on. So it is not question of hearsay. Whatever I've said to you is what I've done. People in this obedient group and families have traveled with me and everything. Now, you talked about issue of going to be in the smallest party and going to be vice president, going to be... Why can you presume we are not God? You know, I don't know why Nigerians go into anything with the assumption this is going to happen. Please, I'm begging everybody to understand. None of us can predict tomorrow. Going to everywhere with an open mind. When we entered this coalition, we came with an open mind. That leads me to somebody who said they were being bullied. My brother, I'm being bullied every day. We are not going to solve the problem of Nigeria by bullying. We're going to solve it by having competent people in positions. We're going to stop it by having people who can manage resources where they should be. Today, your country is a country of the highest people in poverty, country with the highest youth unemployment. I can go on and on. We're not going to solve it by going the same route over and over again. Just like I'll tell you, we're not going to achieve what we achieved in 2023 by doing the same thing we did in 2023. No. The process, those who engage in process of yesterday and today, those who are thinking about yesterday and today will meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is dynamic. Otherwise, we'll go back to the time we are using typewriter. We've passed computer. We have now answered this. We are now in AI. In one of my last overseas trips, somebody told me, Peter, do I want him to call a driverless vehicle to take me somewhere? It was me, because of where I'm coming from, who said to him, please, I want one, somebody will be driving. Because if I enter one that somebody is not driving, I will be restless until I get, in fact, I may probably will die before I get to where I'm going. Because I'll be imagining a driverless car in Nigeria, because I know the person will not get to his destination. It was me who was saying, please, let me enter one, somebody is driving. Today, people do all sorts of things with AI. We are talking about the future. We cannot. In 2022, I left PDP and went into Labour, and by you people's hard work, not me, we were able to mobilize what we were able to do, won that election, being Nigeria, those who are masters of wrong did what they did. The future will not be the same thing. We are now going to work with other people in coalition to get there. And working with them in coalition will not be this thing. Please, for my friend in Akwa Ibom, let's not fight over it. Let's use the reason. Where they are fighting, where they are bullying you, please talk reason to them. That it is not about fighting, it's not about bullying that can change Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom is supposed to be one of the best states in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world today, for the resources God gave them. It is not going to be solved by bullying. It's going to be solved by all of us coming together, starting from the man who is in charge to down. Somebody asked the question of issue of law and order and who is going to be held responsible. Let me tell you, first, let me talk about who is going to be held responsible. We didn't elect other people. We elected, if it's president, we elected president and vice president. The president or they will be held responsible, not their ministers, not anybody. issue of law and order, let me tell you, we need to know what the biggest contributor to the Western world GDP is operating within the rule of law, where they have that intangible assets of rule of law and order can change the dynamics of your country. If I have opportunity of serving this country, we will follow the rules, we will abide by the Constitution, but most importantly, I will fight every 24 hours of the 365 days for unity of the country. If you want to be a country to work, the country must be united. I will fight for unity of our diversity. With the unity of our diversity and productivity, you will change this country. Every part of this country is important. Every part of this country has something to offer. We will respect it. We will go from the vast uncultivated land in the north to all the resources of Niger Delta, which have been misappropriated today, without Niger Delta or the country to have anything to show for it. We will change it. We will apologize. We will beg where we need to beg. And I assure you, we will make it work. Somebody said about the issue of cabal. There's nothing called cabal. If you're not cabal yourself, you won't be part of cabal. It's like what I said. If you are not stealing, you cut down the corruption. You need to be stealing for other people to steal. Because you are going to be approving what they will steal. Before they put their own, your own is inside. I've been a governor, and I've challenged people to show me. My chief of staff will ask you, this thing you are bringing for God to approve, are you sure you're correct? Because you know he will verify it. My accountant general will tell you, Oga knows the balance. So when he comes and says, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. So don't tell him anything. When I started saving money, my accountant general, people will say to me, Oga, people have not done this before. This thing you're doing, somebody will come and eat it. Somebody will do. I want to live my own life. My commissioner for land will tell me, Oga, why will you go and buy land when we are giving people land here every day? When we have land where you are trying to buy land, look at this massive land in GRA, look at this massive land in here. I say, Commissioner, leave me to live my life. It's more peaceful to me. So if you're not a cabal, cabal cannot take you over. Thank you.
Yes, I want. Thank you very much, distinguished pressmen. We'll communicate with you immediately. Where is Obiora? Obiora. Okay. Okay. Obiora is waiting for you. Obiora is.
In diaspora, you know, the biggest problem we have with diaspora is that how do we get them to vote? Unfortunately, we can make noise about it, we can shout about it. Unless we have opportunity, we need to make them part of our voting block. It is critical, is important. For now, it's about advocacy. Let them continue. You know, I keep saying we were part of this yesterday. We are not trying to join. In fact, if I was joining, we were part of it. I'm surprised that people kept saying, oh, now that we are this. Let them go to my statement on the day ADC was launched. I think I even tweeted on it, where I said, today we did this, we did it. So I don't know why they now have, I don't know why they now keep telling me, oh, now you're about, so they said, oh, it's defecting, so that you will be, oh, Peter Obi was, I said from the day it was launched, I was there physically. And I've campaigned for ADC people. I campaigned for ADC. I've campaigned for Mo, Dr. Mo. I'll give you an example. Dr. Mo was very close to me. When he said he was going to contest the election, the first thing he asked me is, which party? I said, Dr. Mo, we are building coalition in this ADC. That's where you will contest. And I've gone, I don't think even all these people who are saying, oh, these people, or they're saying they're doing this or this, I'm the only one who have gone out to campaign for Dr. Mo. Went to places with him. So why would anybody be saying, I'm trying to join again? American court system and the controversy surrounding the authenticity of the Chicago State University credentials of Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I must confess I'm distressed as a Nigerian. In addition to the barrage of media frenzy that the matter has triggered at home and abroad, I have had the unwholesome burden of responding to embarrassing questions about the Nigerian overall credibility as a nation to privileged audience and individuals both at home and abroad in different parts of the world I've traveled recently. To the outsiders, the entire Chicago University matter, as well as Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu's what you asked me the second question. It is not possible now. We live, let me be honest with you. What you're seeing in Labour Party and PDP today is caused by government of today. Government of today wants for us to have a democracy that thrives. They should encourage opposition. I've said this several times and people have heard it. I was in Afghan and we were having issue. We were having problem in Afghan. To the extent that as the sitting governor, I would not have been a candidate for my second term. I would have been a candidate. I went to then President Yar'Adua and told him what was happening. He invited the INEC chairman then. I said to him in front of me, he said, Chairman, I told you I do not want problem in any party. I want this our democracy to thrive. I told you, I complained the day I started that the process through which I came into office was not the best. And I don't want that to happen again. I want elections to be free and fair. Election that brought me into government in second tenure was free and fair. I did not pay. I can go back and tell that Nigeria thrived in my time. In my first election as governor, there was rigging, or there was a wrong announcement. I went to court. That court lasted for about 3 years. I did not give any of the judge 1 naira. 1 naira. They gave judgment in my favor. And when being roasted, the man who gave them where they are staying, the man who was feeding them, was the serving governor then. Yet they gave judgment against him, 5 of them, against him. And I didn't do anything to them. I didn't promise them the state treasury. I didn't promise them anything. I was just going to court quietly there and praying. In court of appeal, I didn't know one judge. I didn't give them 1 naira. In fact, the judge that wrote the judgment, or the lead judgment in my court of appeal judgment, I met her 2 years after being governor. She met me at the airport. We're coming back from London. He came and tapped me at the back. And I said, good day, madam. He called her name. He said, I'm happy that you're doing well. I would have felt bad because I always ask of you from my people in there, and I'm happy you're doing well. And she remained a friend without giving her 1 naira. 1 naira. She remained a friend to today. There was a time, to tell you this, there was a time after I've even finished being governor, there was something. Peter Obi suppressed with his wife. He called me. He said, what is this I'm hearing? Make sure it doesn't happen, no. I said, man, na crazipo. Me self. I said, what I can't, so I can go on and on. During my impeachment, I did not give the judge 1 naira. Court of appeal judgment, I did not give them 1 naira. During my interpretation case, from lower court to appeal to Supreme Court, I did not give anybody 1 naira. In my second tenure, I did not bribe INEC. I've never met INEC chairman, apart from the time I went to complain. Apart from the time I went to complain that we have problem in our party, and the president invited the INEC chairman. Go ask Iwu. I never visited his office 1 day. Go ask Jega. I never visited his office 1 day. Ask Mahmoud, who left now. All throughout this day, I never met Mahmoud 1 day. I don't meet referees. I come to the match. If we lose, we'll go. If we win, we must build a good Nigeria. So all those things, when people say it, I don't. So it will change. And you said, let me remember I first said, how are we sure that what will a party meet for me to be involved? I'm involved in the party. I will not tell them what they will meet for me to go in. But when I go in, I'll tell them what we are looking for. My dear, I pray to God, do not allow me to be part of those who will fail Nigeria. No, please. I don't want to be part of it. Because people have suffered enough here. Among all these people who are contesting election, not contesting election, and one man who move around every single day. Today I've been to Imo. I've been to part of Abia. I've been to Anambra. At least there's no day I don't go to about 4 or 5 functions. Today I was in 6 functions, and I meet people. I talk to people. I listen to people. Nigerians are suffering. So I want to be part of those who, that's why I said, when we go into ADC, that's when all of us are now that family, people from PDP, people from APC, when all these people come in together, the first question is, what are we going to do differently to change? It's not going to be overnight. To start changing the lives of Nigerians. What are we going to do different? So people will say, okay, maybe these people were once Saul, they have now started becoming Paul by changing the way they do things, what they were doing yesterday. But if it's for us to go, like most people are thinking, oh, this man has stolen this amount, this man owned this house, let me go. Oh, no. That's not the purpose.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So we're going to take the next 4 questions now, I guess. But before we do, allow me to inject this,
thought people
please.
said we are going to be on just so. Tanko told me he wants us to do just 1 hour or thereabout. Okay, go on. I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay. No, definitely. If I guess, okay. Your Excellency, we of course we do respect your time. I mean, if it's
No, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Okay. Thank you. You're so gracious. Thank you very much. And this is what I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen listening. I actually thought that each time we get the 4 set of questions, we're going to have to go over them. But you are keeping track of the questions, and this is amazing. And this is what we're saying: the kind of leader that we want for our country, a man who has demonstrably proven that his mind is sharp, he has a good understanding of knowledge of the problem, and he has preferred practical solutions to those problems. That's what we're talking about. He's alert. He has the precision in his understanding. He keeps track. He's engaging with the people. He has empathy. I mean, that's exactly the kind of leadership that we need in our country at this time. Thank you so much. We're talking about camaraderie, working together, and within the ADC. But please also kindly let them understand that it doesn't help that cause when the talking heads of ADC go on national TV to almost sound like they are undermining another candidate or another member of the party. I am not going to mention any name specifically, but I believe everyone knows what I'm talking about. So it does not help in the spirit of working together that we have talking heads who go on national TV, and when they ask them questions about you, about your candidacy, about your decisions, and then the next thing is they take that as an opportunity to lampoon, to just say things that sort of tacitly undermine.
Let me cut it short.
Yes, sir.
Let me cut it short.
Please. Of course.
Those things don't bother me. Peter Obi is a small person when it comes to the millions of Nigerians that are suffering. And I can tell you, some of those who talk actually have people around them that suffered more than people around me. I have nothing, absolutely nothing to gain in this exercise other than to help to build a better Nigeria. I've said it, and I'm happy those who know me can say it. Getting into politics made me a poorer person. To those who know my business, I've shown it all over the world. And any of you who meets me, I carry myself in my bag. If you meet me anywhere, ask me, Peter, show me a proof who you were before. And that proof is there. I was chairman of a bank in my 30, 40 for my own investment. Not that there's somebody appointed me. All those banks I said I served, 3 of them, I was a major shareholder by my own investment. One of the agencies here invited me and I told him, I showed him the cash how I bought my house in the UK. I bought my first house in 1987. And I showed him where I live, that I bought it in 1996. And I showed him the check I used to pay for it. And how much it cost them. So, for me, I have nothing to lose. I have nobody to impress. I'm not in this business so I can be able to build a house in Abuja. Bala is a governor today. You can tell you that in front of him, he was told to give me land in Abuja. I said, I'm not looking for land. I don't believe in people owning houses all over the place. I said it without number. The only house P2B owned that is his own is in Onitsha. If anybody sees any house anywhere belonging to P2B, you confiscate it. I live in Onitsha. That's where I am now. And if you come to that Onitsha, for those who have been there, they will see where I live. That is a big house built by my dear wife. But where I live is just a 1-bedroom apartment beside the house. That's where my things are. That's where I live. And I'm comfortable in it. If I finish this thing with you now, I go and make my tea, my night tea, drink and sleep. And I wake up tomorrow, 5 a.m., do my sports, clean my place, and go away. It is people. So when I see people talking in TV, calling you name, calling you this, doing this, I've lived their life. Most of them will never leave. I want us to build a country. I want in the next 20, 30 years, somebody says, I'm a Nigerian. By then, I might not be there. But somebody says, I want my children to say, I'm a Nigerian, and I'm happy to be a Nigerian. I want people to go to Maiduguri, where I used to go as a bank director, chairman, to have this thing. I want us to go to board meeting in Jos and go to Hilltop and have a seminar where we go for a retreat. We don't go to Jos again. I want to go to Kanu and say I'm visiting my customers. They were visiting their customers in Sharadan 1, Sharadan 2, or Bompai. I want people to go to Kaduna Trade Fair and book it for 2 years and try to get accommodation where that is important. These are things I want to see in Nigeria. When we are going to Benin, not thinking, how am I going to cross to Benin? I used to drive all over this country. People don't do it now. It is impossible. That's what should concern us. Not what people are saying in TV. Those people who are saying, what have they done in their life? I have proved that these things can be done and done well. I've said it and I challenge anybody. Show me, even in church, where a thief has seen what he will steal and not take it. Why didn't any other person leave $1? I left $150 million. I didn't say 1 million, $150 million. If that money is there with interest, it was yielding, by now it would have yielded certain amount of people won't believe. One of the banks that gave $50 million was Diamond Bank. where Lexotu used to be. I has wrote about it. Why didn't other people? And I was number 26 or 27 in rank of receiving money. So let me not be arguing with people who have not shown anything and all that. I'm not if you call Peter Obi or call Peter Obi, it's not my business. If calling me idiot will make Nigeria better, please change my name to Peter Idiot. Let Nigeria be good. What is important? Let's change the country. Let it work. Keep it a fool. If you're going to change me to become Peter Fool, and it will be all right, I'll change it tomorrow. I go to court and answer Peter Fool. But let the country work. These are things they are using to divide us. I want to see Nigeria work as Nigerians. I worked with people from all over this country. None of you have said I've treated him differently because it's another part of the country. Never. I've never done so. I go to the north, I sit down with Almajiri children because they are children of Nigeria. I come to the south, I sit down with children of the poor because they are Nigerians. I go to everywhere, I relate to everybody. I told you when I went to look for an ADC, I asked an IG of this country, I want you to give me a very good ADC. He told me, say, the boy I will give you that is good is a Muslim. You a Christian, you want somebody from your place. And all that, I say, IG, I want you to give me a very good person to work with. I didn't come here ask you that I'm looking for a pastor. He gave me a very sound, good person from Kano. We work together. Till today, we are brothers. Today, we are brothers. We still talk. If I need anything, I will tell him. If he wants something, he will call me. I met such people in the bank. I met them everywhere. And I still work with them. I still work with them as a family. So when people now come and tell me, oh, Peter, you want this. Oh, Peter, this. These are people who live off the division. I've never spoken. If any of you will ever say, I've spoken to him and talked about the state or the greatery or tried to show I'm from this place, and let me know. It has never happened. Unfortunately, because of who I am, not being experienced in politics of division, politics of sabotage, politics of blackmail, they work with anybody or do anything without dealing with their own people. But I have proof. And that proof I'm showing you that as governor, my ADC is from Kano. That proof I can show you that as a banker, people who were around me were Kano, Kaduna, all these places, Kogi, and all that. That I can prove that my wife is from Akwa Ibom. That I can prove, I can go on and on. But people who are doing the other way around are the ones who are giving you excuse. I will only be part.
Oh, so okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I think we're having a little. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Part of a coalition or a government that will serve the people and change the narrative of Nigeria. And I pray for it because I'm not God. God, do not allow me to be part of those who want power for the sake of power or for their own interests. When I started in Anambra State, Victor May is a witness to this. And I said to people, if I'm here for myself, or I do anything wrong, or I take Anambra State money I'm not entitled to, that God should punish me. People say, oh, what is this talking? Leave it. When he goes now, you see everything I stolen. When I said to people, any day you see me take Anambra State land, they say, oh, guy, you are just 3 months. That's what people say in 3 months. When you go now, everybody will see all the land allocated to you. I started and completed 3 estates. One was in vogue when I came. Before I came in, called Ngozika. They have Ngozika phase 2. I think they have phase 3 now or what. And so many other estates. Go ask developers. Is there anything, any land that P2B has in them? My commissioner for land is a senior advocate of Nigeria today. He gave me a beautiful piece of land, which was 2,400 square meters. Within the first 1 year, let me call 1 year because I think it's within 6 months of being governor, my head of service, Ngozi Melifonwu, I'm calling name, brought a civil servant who was retired as a director and said he wants me to greet her and say thank you to her. Now this is the best civil servant ever produced by this state. And she's retiring today. It was a coincidence. The commissioner had just come to me in the morning, showed me this land. By afternoon, head of service brought this woman to tell me this story. When the woman walked in, I greeted her. I said, Madam, you're retiring. Thank you for your great work. Thank you for the appreciation. Where are you going to go now? He said she's going to go to her village. I said, you don't have a house in Oka. You don't have land in Oka. He said, where is he going to get this? I called the commissioner. He came. I said, Commissioner, see the woman that is entitled to land. Please, can you take down my land and give this woman? So we can build the country. This woman has worked for 35 years. He doesn't have land. And you're giving somebody who is less than 1 year. I can call names of everybody involved. The commissioner is there. He might even be listening to me. That's how that land was divided into 2. One given to her, one given to another civil servant. So it's not something you go back to. My brother and sisters, I want us to build a country. Leave the abuse. If you see anybody who abused Peter, it's to show you hatred, show them love. Let's have unity in this country. If they call you bad name, call them good name. It is not going to kill you. I meet people who insult me every day. Just tell them you're sorry. Don't abuse them back. Yes, you don't get anything from abusing them back. That's the life they know. Show them that you know another type of life. Don't abuse them back. Don't do anything to them. That's all I can tell you. There's a man, there's somebody who worked for Lagos State government, for Fasholas government. She might be listening to what I'm saying now, or can be used as an example. She works with a law firm. We are coming back on British Airways years back. I'm a serving governor. The entire toilet was messed up. She opened that toilet to use it. It was messed up. She walked away. I went in there and she came back. The entire place was cleaned. She didn't even tell me. But he told a minister and told somebody else where she works in the office. Said, I can't believe this. The people called me. I said, I cleaned it because maybe I'll be the next person that will go back there to use it. When you see things that are wrong, clean it. People have come to my house, see me every day. I don't live without help. Everybody knows. I clean my house. It doesn't cost you anything. Let us stop all this fake life that is ruining the country. Where people think, if somebody says you're an idiot, he has broken your head. I've told you my life and everything, and I'm open to it. There's nothing that you cannot do. It is important. Let us live a life where we care for each other. Don't look at what people call you. Don't fake yourself. Don't pretend. What I'm doing today is not pretense. I said it before. Before I became governor, go and ask them in the bank. I was going around wherever there's a problem, I will go there. I was traveling all over the world where there's crisis, joining Red Cross, joining everybody. When I was governor, I said it. I went to Jonathan and said, they have earthquake in Haiti. Go and ask Nigerian ambassador to the Caribbean. Then he saw me arrive there with my son. My son had been teaching in Sri Lanka, in Cambodia, in different places. He saw me arrive in Haiti with my son, coming to help them. We lived in the camp with everybody. Nigerian police people who were there then saw me in the same camp, and I was a serving governor. And the camp was an open place where everybody was sleeping in ball. So these things are not things you fake. They are not things you change. I see some people who now change and carry their bag and do it. They can't do it consistent because it's not their life. They can't live it. I was 50 when I was governor. At the end of my governorship, people came and everything, and I've proved this over and over and over again. So it's not a question of ABCD. Peter didn't do this or Peter did this. No. I'm not trying to learn any today. I'm saying, I've talked to you about my university days. I can tell you about my secondary school days in CKC. After I tell you anything, I told you my joy today. I want to celebrate someone who has built a farm that is celebrated. I want to honor a family of a man who died doing this. I want a traditional who is 100 years, who are top value. I want to see my principal. That was where I ended my day, apart from one other two issues. In fact, today, I want to celebrate 3 persons that were 90 years, and one that was 100, and one that, all those things that I did, there was no impact in terms of this. I would have gone to where people were eating choice fish, drinking choice wine, and everything, which I have the opportunity. But I didn't go there. I don't call anybody name. You see people who say Peter is non-entity. Peter is a non-starter. Peter is not qualified to be president. Peter is deceiving people. Okay. Don't call them name. That's not where we are. Just pray for them. Pray for the society.
All right. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. We appreciate you, and we are also mindful as we do this of your time.
Somebody talks about tax issue. Let me say it again.
I was going to bring that to your attention. So the last two, sir, real quick. The taxes and you pledging.
Follow me. No
Okay.
Nigerian have talked about tax the way I've talked about it. Go and read my tweets from 2023 to today. Tax is a function of productivity. The more productive you are, the more you create opportunities. The more productive you are, the more you create opportunities in terms of corporation tax, in terms of individual tax. Supported savings, you generate tax. It's a simple thing. You cannot tax poverty. You worsen it. You have people who are over 130 million people living in poverty. You have 80 million young people looking for a job. They cannot pay you tax. Tax is like a bank account. You have to put something before you do withdrawal. Those people must first create opportunity for them. You must support them to thrive. Then you can tax them. Any attempt to do it the other way around, you're throwing more and more people and corporations into poverty. It's not something I can elaborate to you this night. Somebody talking about issue of being in ballot. Let me say it again. Peter Obi will be in ballot in 2027. But remember what I said. I need your support. I need your prayers. I'm not going to be there by you people quarreling with people. I'm not going to be there by you calling people names. If you know any day I did space, anywhere you see me doing interview and calling people name, please correct me. I'm ready to take it and correct it back. I've never called anybody name. I've never given an example that is false. Ask people around me. When you write, when you call this thing and say, I'm not saying maybe I did by mistake. Oh. So if you see it, correct me. You never see me come here. I come on this space and say, I am the best candidate. And I said to you, go and ask our background, ask about anything. I believe in competition. Let's evaluate who we are, what was done in our life, private, public, everything. And everything I do, I've proven it. In all my trading days, locally and internationally, I've never defaulted from my supplier's credit. I have never defaulted from bank credit. At the time I was trading, I was one of the highest debtors, borrowers from banks. I was getting credit everywhere. I was a creditor. I can show you how much credit banks in the UK were giving me, suppliers were giving me. I can call all those companies from Heinz to Speaker and Bicham to everyone. None of them have I defaulted in their credit. No individual will ever say I've taken his money. I did not pay him. Or we agreed in something and I came back the next day and changed it. Without agreement, without anything. People I spoke to yesterday and promised something. If I can't do it, I plead with them. If I take money from somebody, if I cannot, I tell the person with politeness, kindness, and plead. This thing I said I'll bring on Monday, please, I'll bring it on Tuesday. Nobody will ever say P2B have taken his thing and did not bring it back. Nobody have said P2B has stolen his thing. Anybody who is telling you maybe is in a dream. I have not. I don't live a complicated life. Anything I tell you is the way it is. I might have made a mistake somewhere because I'm a human being. But I've been consistent as much as I can. Everybody knows who I am. I'm married, I have 2 kids. I don't have any other one. And I can face it. And I live my life. I can tell you the cost of my living on a daily basis. But I can tell you schools where I will go in the next 1 month. I can tell you where I visited. Traveled past all the bad roads, including today. Somebody said to me, we cannot pass through this road. I said, why? He said it's bad. I said, that's the way I want to pass through it. So I'll see how bad it is.
All right. Your Excellency, quick follow-up, and let's just give something for the headlines tomorrow morning. You are going to be on the ballot come 2027. Is it safe to assume as a presidential candidate?
My dear, I don't know why you people talk this thing. Let me ask you a question. Do you know me in 2018 or 19? I ask you a question. Do you know me in 2018 or 19?
I have heard about you, but not to the extent that I do now, sir.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So I'm flying to all over the world to learn how they govern in order to be vice. You know, when people go this thing, I'm not to God. I'm going all over the world. I said Ibrahim followed me with Dr. Mo to Indonesia, and I spent 1 week or 10 days even going outside Jakarta to go and see the president. Do you visit president to learn how to be vice? My brother, good night. Let us not, I said, I'm not to God. I might not even be alive in 2027. Are you aware? The best, the runner, the best, one of the best candidates in Brazil died in a chopper. He died in a copter flying around. I'm happy to God that I'm alive. If I tell you the things that I counter, you will not believe it. Every single day. Do you know how many times I want to travel out of this country and I'm not allowed to travel? So please, let us go without the same Nigerian easiness. Nigerians don't want to work. They just assume P2B is contesting for the office of the president. I am not God. God knows tomorrow. And that's all I can say. God knows tomorrow. And I'm doing so in the most decent manner. And I said yesterday, I said tomorrow, I am most qualified. And I committed to it. And I tell anybody, I will change this country. Because I've seen the experience. I've studied it. I've followed it. And you will see it in days to come. That's how I work. I have the capacity, have the competence, the compassion and commitment to do the right thing. And I've done it somewhere. Anybody can. So it's not for me to get up every morning where people say, oh, he did not build school. Oh, he did not he did not, in fact, he was useless. He did not, this thing, he didn't build school. He didn't build hospital. He didn't build this. My brother, I live in Onitsha, in the state where I governed. I don't have a house outside the state I governed. And I go out in the street. I've challenged anybody, come and see me go out in the street here and see women selling bread, telling, Oga Peter, take bread free. You're a good man. See Baba, come to my house, barb my hair, say, Oga, you won't pay. Oh. How can you pay? You are working for us. It's me who will be begging, no, take your money. I want you to do this. People are giving you things everywhere. I went to supermarket 3 days ago. You must have seen it in social media. 3 people offered to pay for my reason. We were arguing. 3 people. This one said, no, I will pay. This one, I said, please, I'm going to pay. They said, okay, if we don't pay here, it shows you don't like us. And I'm no longer in office, so over 10 years after leaving office, people buy me the sale. People say, come and take the sale. I go to filling station and say, we don't have anything in our generator. With this, somebody say, no, Peter. Anytime you want to say, come here and take it free. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. I've come to the airport to do this flight. My flight is gone. And they say, oh, it will cost this more. Somebody said, I bought the ticket. Please go. On and on. People say, oh, hey, Peter, how can you be traveling this class to London? Let me upgrade you. I'm going to pay. I say, okay, I beg. This plane will land. All of us will come out of it. Let's just go. Go to your school. Do this, do this, do this, do this, and everything. Use it to do this in your place. Please. So if I come out and said, oh, if it was me that, if it's me who had this vote in 2003, I'll scatter the place. Haba, why would you scatter it? Because somebody did something wrong. No. Oh, if I was this thing, oh, I had the capacity to kill everybody in the country. Oh, I have this. No, that's not what we are looking for. We are looking for the competence to listen to that young person who is crying. Study his need and do it properly. The people I've studied all over the world, I've met all over the world. Whenever I do, I guess people who have traveled with me see me go to places and listen to what they were able to do. Tanko traveled with me to Rwanda. He saw me meet people in Rwanda. He's on this space. He saw me meet president in Rwanda. He saw me meet this. I didn't go there quarterly. I went there to learn. Everywhere I've been, I went to learn. When I went to Egypt, they started calling me name. Later, they sent people to Egypt. I wasn't sending anybody. I go there and took copious notes. Why did this country do this? Why did this country do this? Why was this happening? That's what makes a leader. I've been to schools. All these things I'm learning. One thing I can tell you is that unless as a country we have what is called unity, love of each other, and work hard for a better Nigeria for everybody, we will all be consumed in our hatred, in our arrogance, in our rascality, in bad behavior. We are normalizing the wrong things. We must stop it. I wish people.
Your Excellency, I must actually thank you for being here with us at this time. But if it's something, this is Christmas, like I said, and so many people, this would be like their Christmas gift to just say a thing in the space where His Excellency is. If you still have a little more time, we could just take people like blanket up to 10 persons, and then they make it really short, and you just chip in what you have to chip in, and then we begin to round off for the night. I don't know if it's something that is possible, sir.
Because people are where nobody can still travel. Me, I still have to drive for this night for another, how long? For another 1 hour somewhere. Okay, no, gone.
Okay.
We'll drive. We'll go there.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So if you come up on the speaker session, please just 30 seconds is enough. Just say what you have to say so that we would begin to round off for the night. It's been a really wonderful time with His Excellency out here. So I'm just going to start with Ogaranya, and after Ogaranya, Ijoma. After Ijoma, Abola. Then we take Dr. Ken Pella. Please, let's just make it really, really short. Thank you. Ogaranya, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for your time. I'm joining from Anambra State, your home state. I'm glad you're in Onitsha. Well, Your Excellency, we see all you've been doing, and I want to go quickly back to what happened in the last election in Anambra State. You supported George Moralu, whom we all worked towards his election. You also supported the ADC candidate in the by-election for Onitsha. However, we all know the outcome of those elections and the performance of both parties in those elections. Now, it's obvious now you're in ADC. You've confirmed that. So we want to ask, Your Excellency, this is your home state. How do you intend to improve the electoral fortunes of the ADC in Anambra State? Because we believe that, I believe.
Let's not waste time on this issue. I'll be on the ballot. When I'm on the ballot, different things. Just wait and see me do the campaigns the way campaigns are done. All those campaigns were not done the way I do campaigns.
Okay, thank you, Excellency.
If you live in Anambra State and know me, if you have followed me for campaign, you wouldn't even ask that question.
Your Excellency, I've been with you since your first election.
Yes, then what you should have known me. I do things with thorough. If you were with me in the first election, I was the first candidate in this state to visit every single community, 180 of them. And as governor, I visited every single community at least 3 times. Remember, my wife visits every single community every year. And I slept in to the 21 local government. Have you ever had governors sleeping in their local government? I went to every local government. In Aya Melum is our father's local government. I went there and slept. I slept in somebody's house. Every local government. In Aya Melum, I slept in Polo Denibo's house. In Obaru, I'm telling you the father's government. I slept in, let me remember the name, the man I slept in his house in Obaru. I go to people's house and sleep Which governor did it? When I want to do my own thing, I don't campaign. When I support somebody, I support the person as the person wish. When it's me, I do it the way I think it has to be done and done well. So you must differentiate the two of them. It's like I support people's business, but I can tell you today, I'm a trader. I trade very well and I make profit because I do it the way it's supposed to be done. That's how I work. It's two different things. Even Victor Ume will tell you that. So you can ask Victor Ume what is happening. He will tell you. So it is important. What I'm doing now is that we are rethinking and redefining Nigeria. That should be our top priority. If these things, what we are doing is let's rethink, let's unify Nigeria and make it work. It's about Nigeria. And you know what I always say, let us forget yesterday. Leave how I'm going to improve fortunes. Allow, you see, we're going to questions about what should be. You've seen me, I'm not a lazy man. I've never worked in a lazy environment. Everything I've done when I was governor, do you know what it means for governor to visit 500 and something secondary schools and over nearly 1,000 primary schools physically? Did you ever see I send somebody to any secondary school? I visited them. And the sitting governor, who has done that? Is it for somebody to start saying what he did? I visited them physically. The young girls and boys saw me there. If you meet them today, say, you came to our school when I was there. You came to our school when I was there. So when I do my own things, I do it on my own terms. When I ran the last campaign, I was everywhere. If you go to a place like Edo, I was in Uromi. I was in where with them. Then everywhere I did not go. I went to Southern Boronu. I went to Southern Gombe. Nobody have ever gone to campaign in all these places. I was in everywhere. People have never dared go before to campaign. IDP camps, everything. So when you want to do, you compare me with me. Don't start telling me, oh, you, do you know how many people are supported for business who ate their capital? There's so many people have supported for business. They failed within 1 year. Even giving them the money to support their business, if they go and take their capital and follow woman, will I go and say they've done this thing? They get their capital. So many people have supported for business failed. But that doesn't mean you will not say, oh, Peter, because of it, you failed. I didn't fail. I've given people money to go and do business. They marry second or third wife. Even have children outside their homes. When who is supporting them, I've not done that type of life. Will I go, am I this thing? I'm not a manager of other people's fortune. And I'm not God who created them, who said their own. Just like I told you here now, I cannot say God will. I supported and I still will do it tomorrow, ADC candidates. Today I advise somebody like Dr. Mo, do this, and the young man is doing a lot of hard work. And I wish there is hard work whoever I support, and this is and everything. No, and okay, like the ADC person you talked, I didn't support that ADC woman. I only came to her place a day before the election. A day, one single day before the election. I met her on Friday. Election was on, or Thursday. Election was the next day. I wouldn't know who they've gone to see, what they've done, what they didn't do. And people say, oh, Peter Obi campaigned everywhere for her, and all that. And George, for example, went to 3 places. And I always tell people, I support George, I believe in him, but I am not George. It's George who is running that campaign. It's George that you have to hold responsible. It is not me. I did not go to more than 5 campaigns or 5 places with George. So when people say, they said, oh, this is this. No. As opposed to presidential candidates who did not go around the whole states of Nigeria, presidential candidate, for me as presidential candidate, went to state where I visited. In a particular state, I went to 7 places. In a particular state, 7 places, 7. That's how I want to run my own campaign. So when you now go and say, oh, how you're going to increase the fortunes of this place, leave it. Different thing. What we are saying now is, how do we rethink Nigeria? How do we reposition Nigeria? It has nothing to do with, if we do this and Tanko decides he can do it better and we can trust Tanko, let's vote Tanko. Peter is not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. But I keep saying, of all those that I know today, I am qualified. I put it into context. I say it without anything. What we are looking for is those that will manage our resources, those that will save our money and use it for good. And I've proven it in private, in public, in corporations, everywhere. Don't think I started saving money. I was chairman of a bank. The bank wrote me a letter. We are going to buy you this so and so vehicle. As chairman, I said no. I want to be your chairman. Go ask whether they bought me tire. My first year as governor, my first 4 years as governor of Anambra State, go ask anybody, you're from Anambra, did you see me buy Jeep? No. First 4 years I drove 406 because I needed to have vehicles for the judges of Anambra State. I needed to have vehicle for permanent secretaries in Anambra State. Nobody have ever bought permanent secretaries a vehicle when I bought vehicle for them. Nobody have ever bought directors in our civil service. Our magistrates never saw car. They were using Okada. For me to buy their vehicles, I used 406 with them. So these are not sins. And there are things I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you from Anambra State. When you finish that, I'm going to drive to about 30 kilometers or 40 to get to the village where I'm going. I'm not quarreling with it because I believe in it, because I live that type of life. So it's not fake.
Okay. So, thank you. Oh, His Excellency, we really appreciate the commitment to this task. And like you mentioned, you are not putting in all this effort. You are not going around the world learning from various institutions, from various presidents to be advised. And that is something that we all know, that on that ballot, you will be there.
No, I'm not God. I'm not creating. Remember what I said? I said I'll be on the ballot. That everybody who goes to a competition goes there to win. But Nigerians wants to do it arrogantly. I mean, all these people we won in Morocco, didn't they come to win? Did Tunisia come to lose against us? They came to win. We came to win. But God knows who will win that day. And it's a competition. But Nigerians want to say, oh, it must be me, or call the other person's name. The Tunisia didn't insult by insulting Nigerians. Nigerians didn't insult. It's a 90-minute game. Let us go and walk. That's why they are talking about bullying. Bullying is because Nigerians like easy life. And then they'll come back and say, oh, it's Peter Obi who wants easy life. I don't want easy life. I've never lived one. And I'll never live one tomorrow. I like work. Let us walk. If we walk and God says Peter Obi will not be, I'm happy. Who among people who have contested the election have been able to do what I'm doing in the past 4 years, where you won an election, they deprived you, and yet you're going around preaching peace and hope without calling anybody name, when everybody is calling you name. I wish all of you the best of the new year. Let's continue in the new year.
Oh, thank you.
Unless you want that, somebody said, unless you want somebody who said, unless somebody was talking about people who he said, that he wants somebody to make comment on this and that. So let's have one person make the final comment.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for staying thus far with us. I really understand that you really have to go now. So we're just taking the last person, and that will be all for the night. Abdullahi, if you have anything to say, just do it in 20 seconds. If not, I think the host should just wrap up the space because His Excellency really needs to be out right now. Abdullahi.
Yeah, good evening, Your Excellency. My input is simple and short. There were a lot of views or news that fly on board before the last election, as in during your tenure, some people were being asked to either go to their various states. I need a little clarity on that. That's one. Then two, and finally, I know you are not desperate, but your followers are deliberate, and we expect our leader to also be deliberate. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I like you. My brother, I like your statement. I'm deliberate, but not desperate. Desperation is a totally different language from deliberate. That's why I work hard. I've said it before when people said people were asked to go to their state. They even said I gave some people ID card. I'm sure you heard that one as well.
Correct.
But let me ask you a question.
Yes,
in my
sir.
8 years, all my commissioners of police were from the north. I never had a police commissioner, to the best of my knowledge. When I started, I had a police commissioner, I think, from Imo State. Apart from that, when he left, Mr. Oliver, for my 8 years in office, all my commissioners of police were from the north. In fact, always both of them. Everybody who came to be my commissioner ended up being minimum IG. Sorry, AIG, and they were from the north. 2 came from Kanu. 1 was from Taraba. The other one was from Adamawa. The Adamawa one, Lema, became PIG. Taraba, late John became this BIG. the one from Kano became DIG. None of them were from South. My ODC, I told you at the beginning, is from Kano. So how can they be there and I'm asking their people to go? Who will ask them that message? The commander of military, when I was there, asked him, is General Enenche, who you see now, was in charge of the army when I started here. I was the first person to ask police to come. I will give you money direct. I reviewed the police station, police headquarters in Anambra State, gave them money, gave army money, built the army barracks, start the road inside there. You can go out. All these people came from the north. So where can everything one person who was asked to leave? You know, I told you that because I was naive, those who were master riggers, those who were master who live on our differences, on our disunity, those who were master tribalists, those who were master religious bigots, because they know the criminality better than me, first labeled me because they know it better than me. So they first labeled me that is a religious bigot, is this and everything. I've been living with me now for 4 years. It is very to go and assess who is a tribalist, who is a religious bigot, who is a rigger, who is a criminal. You've now known me. You've now searched me. They've now put all sorts of everything around me to know who I am and everything. They've now sent their people to walk around me. All sorts of things they want to label. They're not seeing anything.
Thank you very much for this clarity, Your Excellency.
I have never.
We hope to see you on the ballot.
I have never seen or known anybody in the past 2 years. In the past 1 year, I've recommended 2 people to a position that I consider very serious. Both of them were from the north. Because I know what the problem of the north. I've always said it. The problem of the north requires a surgical support to fighting poverty. I know the problem of Nigeria. We will solve it together. I'm not going to do it alone. Every other presidential candidate is qualified by the law, by everything. I, Peter, have put in a lot of effort. I know that I've moved around, whether it's in Kwara, whether it's in anything, and there's a lot we can do to build a better Nigeria. And I wish everyone and each of you the blessings of God to have opportunity of being part of this better Nigeria we're talking about every single day. Let us work as a family. Let us live and show that together we can change this place. Not that it suits this person, it doesn't suit this person. That's it. Thank you. And I wish you a very, very good night.